Hello, dear learners. We are going to talk about soft skills today. Soft skills and employability are words that go hand in hand. You might have heard these words often. What do they mean? What are skills? Skills are certain abilities, certain techniques that we possess. They enable us to perform a particular task or carry out a particular job. They are the skills which are the basic requirements in any job. If you're a carpenter, you would know how to maybe chop timber or make furniture. If you're a pilot, your basic requirement is that you should know how to fly a plane. So these are the basic requirements. These are the hard skills. We can get these skills or we can develop these skills through a formal education or training. The other thing we talk about nowadays is soft skills. These are crucial for a person to be employed, or even if you're running your own business, you must possess these soft skills in order to progress well in your business. So let's get started. I have written down 15 soft skills for you. So please excuse me today. I'm going to read out from my list. I don't want to miss out on any. I'll quickly read out the soft skills, and over a couple of videos we will discuss these soft skills and how you can develop these soft skills. The first, of course, is communication. Now under communication we have some subtopics like think before you speak, presentation skills, teamwork, active listening. Are you getting me? So these are parts of communication. I will talk about the other important soft skills which are needed today if you want to be successful. We talked about communication, written and spoken. We talk about adaptability. We talk about flexibility. And we talk about our openness to learning. Work ethics is the next one. Integrity and dependability are two more soft skills that we must develop. Creativity, time management, organization, patience, self-motivation and optimism. Self-confidence, our interpersonal skills, our customer relations, our PR or public relations, our empathy or our emotional skills, and our decision-making skills. As we develop these skills, we can become very successful in acquiring employment and sustaining that employment. Today, I would only talk about communication and the 3-4 points under it. I am going to carry out this in a series of videos. Please see these videos and understand how to develop each and every one of these skills, because trust me, from my experience in the corporate world, in a factory environment and in various academic institutions, I have understood the importance of these skills when I have gone for interviews and also while I have worked in these places. So please follow these videos and understand how to develop these skills. Let's get to the first skill, which is communication, which this channel is mostly all about. The first thing I said is that you have to have the ability to think before you speak. Don't just say anything randomly. I told you this in the etiquettes video also. Please don't do loose talk. Whenever you want to say something, think whether this is the correct thing to say, how it will affect the other person. Now this goes for interviews also. Always think. If the interviewer asks you a basic question, who is there in your family? Think. Just say it very simply, but think before you speak. You can say, there are 4 people in my family, my parents, my sister and my younger brother, right? Don't miss out anything. Give a pause. There's nothing wrong with giving a pause. See my video on taking pauses. It's very important. Then the next thing you have to have is presentation skills. Nowadays, when you go for an interview, they give you a topic. For example, if you are going for a financial analyst interview, they will tell you, read up about various companies and tell me which company I should invest in today, which will give me good returns in the future. I'm just giving you an example. So you have to make a presentation on this topic. You have to identify a company, you have to go into the details of the company and also convince the interviewer why he should invest in that company. So what do you have to do? You have to make a presentation. Of course, they will give you some time to do it. So make sure that you make a good presentation and you go prepared. I've always told you go prepared, especially for presentations. The third thing is teamwork. They will look for teamwork even in communication. Sometimes a person wants to hog the conversation. What is the meaning of hog? He just wants to be the only one talking. They are very careful. When you go for group discussions, they will give you such topics in which they will observe whether you are a good team player. If they see that you are not letting anyone else talk in the team, or you are insisting only upon your ideas or your views or your opinions, then you are not going to be a good team player in the long run. You will get minus points for your interview. Remember these things. Active listening is another thing I always tell you, listen carefully. Listening is also as important as speaking. So when you go for an interview, listen carefully to the questions of the interviewer. Sometimes they confuse you. So you should be able to understand and answer accordingly. In case you haven't understood the question, no worries. Just politely ask them to repeat the question. Listen actively so that you do not give the wrong answers. And if you're confused, you can ask them to repeat. They will see that you are listening carefully to the question. That is why you want them to repeat the question. Now we've done verbal communication. When we go to written communication, presentation is a form of written communication. Your presentation itself could be in the form of a video, it could be in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, or there are so many options nowadays. That is your written communication. Clarity should reflect in everything that you write. Just practice some basic written communication tips. Keep your communication simple, like I always say, and keep it organized. Have the beginning, a couple of lines as an introduction, then you have the body of your communication. If it's an email, then your body will carry all the important points. Try to use bullets or try to break up the entire communication into points because it is easier for the other person to read. And always thank the person who is reading what you've written, whether it is an email, it is a hard copy of a letter or a request or a complaint, it could be anything, or a presentation. So remember to thank that person. This is also part of good communication. So today I have just dwelt upon a few aspects of one soft skill, that is communication. In the next video, I will talk about another soft skill. Please take these videos on soft skills very seriously. From my personal experience, I'm telling you again that this is going to be the difference between you. If you master these soft skills, there's going to be a huge difference between you and any other person who just knows his basic job or hard skills. You can stay at a particular level if you know only hard skills. But if you want growth in your career, you will have to develop these soft skills and genuinely try to show these soft skills where and when they are needed. I'll see you soon. Enjoy practicing. All the best. Bye-bye.